Blake, Meghan, lively. What a donut. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. I comprehensively explained in detailed series why Blake Lively is a narcissist, and if you haven't watched that, I would encourage you to do so. There are a number of similarities between Blake Lively and this one's wife. The chief one, of course, is that they are both narcissists. They're also famous women, they're also wealthy, and they're both embroiled in controversy, but behave like they're not. And we see this similarity exhibited by Blake Lively as she appeared at a donut shop. She ensured that people knew about this by virtue of her use of Instagram. What a surprise! Another narcissist utilizing Instagram. She believes that she's doing it for the purposes of informing her fans. But the subconscious reason she uses it so much, in the same way that this one's wife has started using Instagram so much as of late, is naturally to try and assert control over the audience, gain fuel from them by way of their responses, and to manage her facade. Similar to this one's wife, Lively believes that she is a decent person. Similar to this one's wife, Lively believes that she is the victim. She believes that she is the victim of sexual harassment from Justin Baldoni, rather than having engaged in a conspiracy with her husband to do Baldoni down. See parts passim. Her popularity has certainly taken a hit as a consequence of this, and she has faced considerable criticism in both the mainstream media and also across social media. Some might suggest that the most appropriate thing to do would be to lie low, to go about your job. She doesn't have to be stopped from earning a living, although she probably doesn't need to work, given the wealth that both her and Reynolds share. But she could still carry out her role and continue to do some acting, etc., but keep a lower profile. Not keep making appearances, not milk the red carpet, as I explained in a previous video. But naturally, her narcissism won't allow her to do that, because it wants her to continue to pursue that control and fuel by making those appearances, by appearing on the red carpet, by turning up at a donut shop. And as I mentioned, she made mention of this on her Instagram with a post stating, "Baking with genius food friends and their kitchen mixer the size of a car." And then a comment which is straight out of the This One's Wife playbook of inane observations, "This is what my happy place looks like." And there is a picture of her pressing a button on a mixer. This has ended up in People, which reports Blake Lively is in her self-described happy place. The actress surprised fans by working behind the counter at a donut shop in Connecticut on Sunday. "Baking with genius food friends and their kitchen mixer the size of a car," Lively wrote alongside a photo of the kitchen tool on her Instagram stories, adding, "This is what my happy place looks like." A source tells People that Lively was in a really happy mood during the visit and said she is friends with the owner of Rise Donuts in Wilton. At one point during the visit, a father and son chatted with Lively, and the dad told his child her husband is Deadpool, referring to Ryan Reynolds' popular role as a Marvel character. Lively has highlighted her love of baking in the past. Sounds like somebody else we know, and has shared many of her culinary creations with fans in posts on social media. Again, sounds like somebody else we know. Earlier this year, Reynolds tagged his wife in a post on his Instagram stories that showed off dog-inspired cupcakes seemingly crafted by the actress. Soundtracked with Rosemary Clooney's version of How Much Is That Doggy in the Window, Reynolds' picture of the treat showed 6 cupcakes on a platter, each decorated with frosting to resemble dogs. It then mentions that he added animated dog and baking stickers to the Instagram post. Lively's daytime outing at the sweet shop this weekend came amid her ongoing legal battle surrounding her film It Ends With Us, which premiered in August 2024. It then repeats what's gone on with regard to the dispute. And the Narcissist here seeks to influence by making a public appearance. It's quite clearly something that she's done pursuant to advice, which is go out there and make yourself likeable and relatable, just in the way that this one's wife attempts to do so. Her narcissism suggests you are a likeable person, but show people that you're likeable. Turn up at a donut shop. Oh, and don't forget to behave like this one's wife by leaning over food with your hair hanging down rather than it being tied up, as you can see in the thumbnail. Yes, another pseudo-baker, just like this one's wife, who clearly skipped any lessons on hygiene, given the fact that she never wears gloves, wears jewellery when she's baking and cooking, and regularly has her long straggly hair hanging down. Blake Lively is similar, not wearing gloves, and wearing her hair loose. It's basic hygiene. But of course it doesn't apply to somebody like Lively or this one's wife, because they are goddesses that have come down to the earth to show all of us proles how it's done. This is a clear attempt at facade management by Blake Lively, that, subjected to the repeated criticisms following her behaviour surrounding Justin Baldoni, she's seeking to repair her public image. Well, People is known as being a supine publication that is only too content to help out beleaguered stars. Let's find out below the line if it's worked, whether those that come to People are accepting of this fun side to Blake Lively, of her relatability. Katie writes, wrong headline. She didn't surprise fans, she surprised customers. Lenny, the timing is so sus. 2 days before Doughnut, a video comes out where we find it out that was there. This person's writing's rather odd. 2 days before the Doughnut video comes out, I think is what they meant to write, we find out that their 7-year-old daughter was being made to say that awful vulgar line. 1 day before the Doughnut video comes out, we find out from her own mouth that she grabbed Henry Golding's privates, which was not in the script, but she thought that is what her character would do. Doughnuts are to help distract the public from the fact that Blake and Ryan, with their own mouths, showed us that they are the real predators, making people uncomfortable. Tiffy82 writes, nice try, Blake, but this is cringe, fake, manipulating, and honestly not surprising for someone like you trying to cover up their true colours. Amber 2.0. Mary, People, why don't you do a story about how Justin Baldoni donated his hair to cancer patients, or about him donating the film proceeds to No More Foundation for domestic violence victims? Why are you focusing on narcissistic Blake the fake Lively? Kerry, Doughnut Shop PR doesn't change the fact that she falsely accused 2 people of sexual harassment. Sarah33, and here I thought her PR had been a bit lazy lately. LOL, good PR stunt, just not effective. Blake isn't relatable or a nice person, and patrons of that donut shop should be worried about eating her hair after she dangled it all over the donuts. Mandy, Blake Lively is officially more insufferable than getting a vaccine. She's trying to get fans by giving away donuts now. Gross. No amounts of sweets are going to make you not a lying mean girl, Blake. Go home. Charlotte, is this the best Blake's PR team could do? Bonnie, I would like to know why Miss Goody Two-Shoes is not wearing a hairnet as well as disposable gloves selling donuts. I would never purchase a single donut with her hands on it. Celtic, yuck on the part where the dad told his child that Blake Lively's husband, Ryan Reynolds, is Deadpool. Apparently the dad didn't hear the alleged line Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds' child said in the movie as reported. Doesn't seem like an appropriate movie for kids, in my opinion. Concern for feminism. No hairnet over those donuts over the mixer. G, and mouth open and armpit exposed, so ew. Court 5MC. She followed a woman and her kid who took a picture of her while staying at a hotel to their car and took pictures of their plates. And now they're getting a bunch of mysterious, mean messages. Well, it would seem that this attempt by this narcissist to manage her facade has not convinced many people at all. That just like this one's wife, she attempts to be relatable, and all she does is encourage people to point out that it's simply manipulative, that it's transparent, that it isn't effective, and she isn't relatable. It demonstrates that these lower grade narcissists like this one's wife and Blake Lively just don't learn. It demonstrates how their narcissism responds to the criticisms, and the collateral consequences come pouring forth as ever. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.